AfterBuzz fans. I'm here with Geoff Ramsey from Rooster Teeth. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Are you excited about first night?
I am medium excited, yes.
Now, I want to ask you about hardcore tabletop tonight.
Okay, please do.
So where did the idea come?
The idea came from, I was watching ESPN one night and like a World Series of Poker was on, and I just loved how seriously they were taking it. And I like when you apply those rules to non-serious things. And so, I mean, this was probably like 4 years ago when I had the initial idea, and then I pitched it to Rooster Teeth about 3 years ago before we finally made it. But I guess the idea was just to take something as silly and irreverent as Monopoly, which is a game that should not be taken seriously, but I don't think anyone in history has ever sat down to play a game of Monopoly with their friends and had it go well, right?
Yeah.
It always gets very serious very quickly, more so like it's a friendship tester, and so I thought if it's already that stressful, why don't we treat it like a really serious thing? And so I tried to figure out how to reverse engineer the World Series of Poker idea and turn it into something just as serious, but with something as silly as a game of Monopoly.
So have there ever been any board games that have tested your personal friendships?
Well, yeah, the Rooster Teeth we have a history with Monopoly. We've played it a lot on camera, and so I would say that one for sure. That's why we chose it out of the gate, yeah.
Now, what sets this apart from other tabletop series? Because there are a lot of tabletop series on the internet these days.
It's true, there are, but in this one, the contestants are playing for real money, so I think there's a potential prize of 22 grand and some change in a Monopoly. Like, we literally just took the Monopoly board, took the fake money out and replaced it with real money, except for the $500 bills, obviously. We don't have those. And so it was like $22,800 was the potential purse for whoever won it.
That's incredible. So a lot higher stakes than on the normal tabletop.
Very high stakes, yes.
So what was your favorite behind the scenes moment, as long as it's not a spoiler?
My favorite behind the scenes moment? That's a good question. It was kind of a whirlwind 2-day shoot. I think the moment, I don't want to sound like too self-serving, but the moment when I put because I had to wear like a 3-piece suit with a dumb hat and and I put they pasted, like they spirit gummed a white goofy mustache on top of my actual beard, and when I saw myself in the mirror for the first time I thought, well, that's stupid and perfect. Yeah.
And you also worked on a show called Achievement Hunter this year.
I did, yes. I made that one too.
Now, tell us a little bit about what it's like getting to work on a supernatural show.
It's like the most fun a human can have, I think, honestly. It's like if you ever watch television and you're watching like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures or Ghost Assholes or whatever it is, you think like, A, I could do that. They don't seem so smart. And B, man, it looks like it would be a ton of fun just to play around in a dark building in the woods at 4 in the morning. Turns out it is. It really is. It's just as much fun as you would imagine it being.
Now, as one of the founders of this company, the internet is a very different place than it was 15 years ago. How have you guys worked as a company to just ever evolve and change and keep up with the changing landscape of the internet?
It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It requires a lot of I don't know, like paying attention to trends, kind of trying to like look at the way things are headed, look at the past, see how see how we got to where we are, and try to bet on where you think things are going to go. And we're not always right, but I think in the grand scheme of things, we've been right more often than we've been wrong. So I think just like continuing to follow that, like the tools that we already have in place to try to forecast and figure out what the hell we should be doing.
Wonderful. Last question: what are you most excited for RTX this year?
I am most excited about Saturday night. We're doing a night of stand-up comedy with about 15 of us, and so I'm horrified and exhilarated to have to go up and, like, everything that Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth does that I'm a part of is typically an ensemble cast. So it's like me and my 5 best friends hunting ghosts or playing Monopoly or whatever, but it's very rare that it's just you have an opportunity to just do you by yourself trying to entertain an audience, which is really fun, but a hell of a lot scarier knowing you don't have anybody to lean on if things start to go wrong. So I'm excited about that.